back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast with myself, Big Mo, and Trent.
Every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
So, you know how when let's say a store or a new business opens and they're open for a few days, maybe a week, and then all of a sudden they have a grand opening after they've already kind of been open for a week or so. That's
Yeah.
kind of what we had last night. Now we're recording this here on Tuesday night. I'm sorry, on Wednesday night. Last night, Tuesday night, that's kind of what we had with college basketball. You know, college basketball opened up the season a week or so ago, and then all of a sudden last night was like that grand opening. We had two great matchups. Number one, Kansas versus Michigan State, who is unranked. Followed up with number 7, Duke. I think they're number 7. They move up to number 3, maybe. I'm not sure. Going into that game versus number 19, Kentucky. So two really big matchups last night. Let's start with Michigan State, Kansas. Pretty ugly game, especially in the first half. Overall, Michigan State looked pretty bad, but they did end up keeping it close. They got down double digits in the first half, but did end up making a little run at the end of the first half to cut it, I think, to maybe 6-ish. Kept it pretty close. But, guys, the big thing that stands out to me, and we'll get your take on this, is the outside shooting from Michigan State. 3 of 24 last night, 12.5%. They are not going to have a successful season if they're going to shoot 12.5% from behind the line.
No, not at all. And Kansas was 29%.
Yeah, they didn't look much better either. And the game started, and Hunter Dickinson scores 8 straight points to start the game. And then he goes out, and I think Kansas went on like a 1 out of 16 when he went to the bench.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. They got to figure it out. State should be pretty decent, I think. I think they'll be above average for sure. And then it's always tough with Kansas. You never really know with Kansas. They always seem to be way on the top of the rankings every year and then kind of slip down. They probably slip down to like, I don't know, still in the top 10, but they kind of hang around that area. But yeah, it was like the grand opening for college hoops.
Yeah.
You get the 2 good games and gets people excited to actually remember that it's on.
Well, they're not going to be. Do you freeze there, Kurt?
No, just
Oh, oh, that's funny. I mean, they hung with the number 1 team in the country, so even with shooting 12%.
True.
So they're athletic. They play hard. They don't make it easy. Like I gotta believe they're gonna shoot better than that most nights. I saw a couple of posts today about the balls they were using are like, not something that is. I don't think they'll use the rest of the year. I think it's something for this tournament.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I think so. It's a different Spalding type ball.
Why would they do that?
I got a game on right now, and it looks like actually like they're using that same ball, so maybe that's not true. But
Were they throwing up bricks or no?
well, it's Creighton versus somebody, and it's 37-9. So
I wish I'm trying to think back. What was that score at halftime last night? It was low. I mean, it was like single digits.
Which one?
The Michigan State Kansas game. It was single digits with like halfway through the first half.
Yeah, the halftime was 30-24.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But no, Big Mo, you do make a good point. I mean, they didn't play well. Who would you say the best player is? Atkins, maybe?
Mm,
yeah,
I don't even know who their best player would be. They
Um,
they
I
play
think that's
10 guys.
would
yet
you
to be
say?
seen. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
big fella's supposed to be good too. Kohler,
Yeah,
he's supposed to be pretty good too. But I don't know. I don't know. They play the 10 guys played over 12 minutes.
yeah. But I'm looking at Atkins. If he's not their best player, he's certainly one of their best players. And he was 1 for 8 overall, 0 for 4 from three, and he only scored 2 points. And again, as a team, they shot horribly. Um, and again, like Big Mo said, they still hung with the number one team. They only lost by 8.
Yeah.
Um,
and that's with probably your best player not playing his best.
right.
Maybe the other team had something to do with it, but I think they're going to be fine. I don't know. They finish in the top 4 or 5 of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree.
Which would definitely get him in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when is Hunter Dickinson's eligibility run out? It seems like he's been playing since the 90s.
That's a great question. And I wondered that a lot about a couple guys that I saw too. The Harris, the point guard from Kansas,
Yeah.
and then the Purdue grad transfer to Duke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him, I feel like
Yeah.
he's been there forever as well. So I don't know. I don't know how it works anymore. If you get 4 or you get 6, or I don't know.
Well, I think this everyone got an extra year because of COVID, but I think that now this is the last year of that.
Yeah.
So the guys that got redshirted and then got a COVID year, they get 6 years, and I think the whole COVID year thing ends after this year.
We can go back to regular, just
Yeah, so we won't have senior citizens playing college sports anymore.
great.
But Hunter Dickinson, 13 out of 21, 28 points, 12 boards. So quite a game for him. I mean, I think he's going to make a run at National Player of the Year this year. Um, and despite possibly being the best player in college basketball, what do you guys think about his as an NBA prospect? What do you think about him as an NBA prospect?
I think he'll be. Oh, that's tough. I mean, he kind of does give off like Zabonis a little bit. I don't think he has the motor of Zabonis, but I
No.
think that's like a similar type. He is 7'2", and he can
Yes.
shoot the
Yes.
three a little bit. So I don't know. I think he might be
I think
okay.
the game is starting to change a little bit. I mean, look at Zach Edey.
Yeah.
He's having some success. Obviously, he's older, so he's coming in a little bit more seasoned. Um, so there's something to be said about having a 7'2" guy that can play a little bit.
Yeah.
And he can, I mean, he can do his little jump hook shot with both hands. I mean, he's left-handed, I think, but last night he had a nice turnaround kind of one-handed hook in the first half with his right hand too.
Yeah. I think he'll find a spot on a team for sure.
So
His motor worries me a little bit.
Yeah, his
yeah,
athletic ability seems like sometimes you're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but look at like Jokic. You don't have
yeah,
to.
true.
It's like a weird athleticism.
yeah,
Like you're not just jumping out of the gym, but
Yeah, and I would say like he I don't know if he has that athleticism of a Joker. Like it's different. I He
yeah,
worries me that he's a little bit more plain. Like the Joker's got a little game that matches his athletic ability.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
say I watching him at Michigan, and now I'm like, yeah, maybe his size has something to do with how good he is in college. How much does that turn over into the NBA game? I don't know.
yeah,
and Joker can handle the ball better. He's a better passer, and as well as Hunter can shoot it from three for a big guy. I don't think he's on the same realm as Joker when it comes to shooting the three
But
either.
you're talking about one of the best in the world with the Joker, so
Yeah,
yeah.
anything close to that is probably a compliment to who are we talking about?
Dickinson.
Hunter.
Dickinson, Hunter. Yeah, that's a pretty good comparison if you if you're
Yeah,
Hunter.
I was speaking strictly athletic ability,
Yeah. You-
not game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Trent. Trent just called him the next Joker.
Nope. Watch it happen.
Hey, sorry, this is random, but last week, was it last week we had to kind of cut the show a hair short so you could get to your intramural game, Big Mo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go? And have you had another one, or is that the only one so far?
I've had two, but I didn't go. Getting too
Uh,
old.
so you
Still
just went
sore.
to you've
I
had
went
two
to
games,
one.
but
I went to one and I was like, oh man, this is we ended up winning. It was ugly, but we won. Um, I had probably had not really played in a game since like January of last year, and I
okay.
really don't hadn't shot at all. Like all I do is lift weights to work out. So I was definitely played like a 40 plus year old man.
With some shimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
little shimmy here and there, but shimmy myself.
Uh, all right, and then game number two last night. Again, that was Tuesday night. Duke. Um, okay, I'm looking at it right now. So they were number six, and then Kentucky number 19. Kentucky pulls the upset. I guess you could say upset. I think at this juncture of the season, it's too early to kind of really know where everyone falls into the rankings. But they got a nice 77-72 win over Duke. Cooper Flag, when you look at his stat line, pretty dang good. And again, that's the superstar freshman from Duke, probably going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft next year. 9 of 19, just 1 of 5 from three, but he did have 12 boards, 26 points, but two critical turnovers down the stretch. I think in the last like minute of the game that
Yeah.
probably had a significant factor in the outcome of this one.
Yeah, the last one was pretty bad. Like he's just doing too much, you know.
Yeah, too
So
much. Yeah,
it's just too much. You just gotta if you don't have something like I don't know how much exact time was on the clock, but like you gotta move it and try to get something else. Like I know he wants to get the shot, but you gotta swing that thing. You just gotta give it up. But yeah, I mean they shot 4 of 23 from three. Duke
yeah,
did.
right.
But yeah, Cooper Flag's good. The other guy, Knuppel,
Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely their second best, but he was 5 of 20.
yeah. He didn't have a great game, but I do like him.
Yeah, I think he's like a JJ Redick on steroids.
Yeah,
He just does more than JJ did in college. But if I mean, as Big Mo was saying, if they had different basketballs, the shooting stuff does seem. I mean, 5 of 20 is not good. And they combined 2 of 13 from three,
Yeah.
so that's not very good for those two being
yeah,
top guys there. But then again, Kentucky shot the ball well. They were 40% from three. So, but yeah, Kentucky surprised me a little bit.
yeah. Me too. I thought Duke was gonna handle them pretty well. I watched Duke play their first game of the year, and I thought they looked great. I thought the two freshmen looked great. Um, Definitely was impressed with Con Canoople when I saw him play. But again, he's another one of those, in my opinion, he's more built like almost like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Doesn't really necessarily have a basketball body. I don't think he's pudgy, but he's just very kind of thick.
Yeah. I wonder how tall he is. He can shoot that thing though. He's 6'7".
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can score it, can he? Not
Yeah, he can.
shoot it, he can score it.
Yeah, he can do it in
Um,
a different fashion.
yeah, and you got. I think you got to take into account that Cooper is a 17-year-old
Yeah,
or whatever he is. So he's
he
going to
is.
make some
He's
mistakes
17.
along the way. But you know what? How many 17-year-olds in that game want the ball and can recover from having two turnovers to cost their team? That's the difference between those type of guys. Like
Yeah,
he's not thinking about what happened. He's the next game when it comes down to him having to make a play, he's going to do the same thing. Hopefully, he just makes a little better decision or
yeah,
with it, but it's still going to be in his hands the rest of the year.
yeah, definitely. He should be taking. I mean, him and the Knuppel guy should probably alternate those types of
opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And they will. They probably will. They'll work through it. Again, both freshmen
Yep.
on a stage like that. So
And like you said, Cooper only 17, doesn't turn 18 till December, should only be a senior in high school right now. And he's probably the best player in college basketball. It's
Oh,
insane.
he would dominate high school.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, let's move on to college football here. But again, we're recording this Wednesday night. I'm looking at some NBA scores right now. The Pistons, third quarter is winding down. Oh, they just went down by 1 point. They were leading. They're playing the Bucks. They were leading the Bucks on the road, down just 1 point here as we approach the fourth quarter. Guys, the Detroit Pistons right now, if the playoffs began today, would now obviously pending on if they win or lose tonight against Milwaukee, they're in the seventh spot for the playoffs right now.
How about that? How many wins did you say they were going to have?
I think I was in the low 20s, and I think you guys both predicted more than I did, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did the most. I forgot my number, but
yeah, I
yeah,
think it
not
was like
bad.
22 or something like that, 23.
Yeah, I think me and you, Big Mo, were kind of similar. I think you maybe had him winning a couple more than I did, but I don't know, Big Mo. If they stay in the playoff hunt, might be time to as we get closer to the end of the season, might be time to start making that Pistons dip again.
Let's go.
Let's get behind these guys.
Yeah. Let's give them another month. We'll see where we're at.
Well,
You
you know what
see,
they say.
Miami gave them the game last night.
yeah, Spolstra.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
first they got burnt. They get
What
burned in the
happened?
afternoon place for a dunk.
Pistons called timeout, drew up a sideline,
Yeah.
threw an alley oop off a back screen.
Yeah.
Spolstra freaks out, calls timeout, doesn't have a timeout.
Oh,
Pistons shoot a free throw. He subs in Kevin Love to do a Hail Mary pass, thinking that he was going to have the ball, and it was
Yeah.
Pistons ball. So yeah,
whoa!
he had
I-
quite the meltdown.
Did they
Uh,
actually did they keep the ball on that technical, the Pistons? Or did
yeah,
they give it to Miami?
I think they Pistons get it back. I thought
I, I don't know. I thought that same thing, and then I didn't watch the end of it, so I don't know. I was thinking the same thing that it's a technical, but I think Miami might have got the ball back.
because he
Uh,
in his post game too, he even said that it was the sub was bad.
Okay, so
So I'm
maybe it
not
was
sure if it was. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure that it was Pistons ball after the tech.
not to
But
see.
yeah, he had
Yeah,
quite
quite
the
quite quite the ending and quite the gift for the Stones.
yeah, yeah, it was great play
Um,
they drew up though.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, because the rules have kind of changed on technicals. It used to be, well, first of all, traditionally it was technical foul, two free throws, and you keep the ball. Now it's changed to one free throw. Sometimes certain technicals you keep the ball, certain ones you don't. I think it's pretty confusing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I agree. And I'm just not sure which one it.
Did you see Jalen Rose reaction?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was stunned.
he was dumbfounded.
So
Well,
good.
and he's been a part of a big game before that. A technical was
Oh
called
yeah,
without having one.
yeah. That's that. The face he made must have been just like flashbacks.
Oh, um, hey, we were going to talk about this towards the end of the show, but since we're talking to NBA last night, again, Tuesday night, Klay Thompson with his first game against his old mates. He's now playing for the Dallas Mavericks. Played at Golden State last night. He had a great game, 22 points, 6 of 12 from three, but his team was not able to defeat Golden State. I think it was a game they should have won. They had a little lead there with a couple minutes left, and then Steph Curry just took over. Golden State wins 120, 117 in Klay Thompson's return. Um, you know, I'm starting to not really be a fan of um Steph Curry. I didn't like his reactions after he made some shots at the end of the game. I think I'm not anti trash talk in any way, shape, or form, or anti kind of celebrate when something good happens. But honestly, his little dance and shimmy, um, you know, I think it he looks kind of like a fool in my opinion. It's not
I
natural.
think he was just getting Clay back because Clay hit the shimmy on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see where you're coming from. But
It just doesn't
weird.
seem natural. It seems forced and awkward to me. That's a great way to put it. When I'm watching him do that stuff, it's very awkward.
Yeah, but he did score 12 straight to end the game.
He did. And if he wants to celebrate and do that stuff, he's earned it. But I'm just saying it looks super awkward to me.
No, I can see where you're coming from, but I think I'd start moonwalking if I scored 12 straight to win the game. And I think it was the cup game too, right? Or no?
Oh, really? Is that started already?
That was the pit. All the Pistons game last night was the cup game
Okay. Okay.
because they change the courts and make them all crazy. Like the Pistons court, I think was either all black or all blue or something. It was
Yeah, like blue, I think, right?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The courts are crazy.
So how does the whole thing work? This is you're talking the in-season tournament, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
does it even work? I do not get it at all.
that's a great question because I don't understand either. Because I don't
All
know
right,
if
maybe that's
during
some.
That's another show, guys. That's
Yeah,
another
that might
show.
be another show.
I don't know
But
how that works.
it does all end up in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I think yeah, because they play. How many games do they play? I don't know. Okay, they put them in groups, so they play the groups, and then I'm assuming it goes based off point. Yeah, it goes off point differential and total points, and then whoever
Yeah.
then they advance, and then probably play tournament style.
Okay. So it kind of works kind of like the Olympics then.
Yeah, so it's where's the Pistons? It's Bucks, Pistons, Heat, Toronto, and the Pacers.
Okay, so tonight's game again is part of that then
Um,
with the Bucks.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, it's got I'm sure it is. They're playing the Bucks and the Bucks are in their group, right?
Yeah, let me check the score.
And then I'm sure you don't have the answer to this question, but how do they determine the groups?
Yeah, that's a good question too because they split the East. There's three different groups on each, and
Okay.
I don't know how they determine. Maybe it's a draw or something. I don't know how they pick that.
Maybe we should get an NBA expert on here and he can educate us.
That'd be great. And I don't think it's a cup game tonight.
Weird.
I think they're just like random through the first half of the season.
That is so weird.
Let me see if I can find the schedule.
What happened? Just having good competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why they have to
seriously,
put
why do we need it?
incentives into making more millions of dollars?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
I mean, I don't mind the in-season part of it. Like, hey, let's have a little. They're obviously trying to ramp up the competition, but then you add all these like little, um, the rules and hey, this game counts, this one doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like too much, too much.
So Friday, there's more cup games.
Oh,
okay,
Let's see. The Pistons play Toronto in Toronto.
okay.
So that would be a cup game.
no.
But even though the Bucks are in their group and they're playing the Bucks tonight, it's not part of the cup.
Not a cup game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not tonight. They can take the night off. But it is tied with 8 minutes to go.
all right. Go Pistons.
That's right.
I really just wanted to have a successful season so then when we get down to the towards the end of the season, if they're in the hunt, we can maybe get together and have some of
Oh,
Big Mo's famous, world famous Pistons dip. But in order to do that, the Pistons got to earn it. They got to be in contention for a playoff spot.
So if they make the playoffs, then it's Pistons dip.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to Big Mo, right? It's his thing. He's the creator of it. He's the author of the recipe, owner of it all. Um, I would think if we get in the late into March and they're in contention for the playoffs, I think that constitutes Pistons dip, but we'll leave that up to Big Mo.
There we go.
Whenever you want, Kurt. Whenever you want it.
All right. So speaking of playoffs, guys, last night,
Playoffs.
I think it was last night, or maybe it was the night before, the first college football playoff rankings were released. Um, Unbelievable. Four of the top five teams, all from the Big Ten. Oregon at number one, Ohio State number two, Texas number three, Penn State number four, Indiana number five. The top four, you know, get a bye in the 12-team bracket. Any thoughts you guys got on the college football playoff rankings that were released?
Mm, no, because I think Indiana's going to lose in 2 weeks, and then
Agreed.
somebody else. I mean,
Georgia's going to beat somebody to get them out of there, and then Notre Dame will see if Army or not Army. I think does BYU have someone left? They got the Big 12 final probably, right?
yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, how good are they really?
No, I mean
Well,
to leave. I mean, here's the thing: it's gonna balance itself out. Georgia's out of the picture right now. They're gonna get back into it. You know, who knows what the committee thinks? I mean, Georgia's had the toughest schedule. They beat Texas at Texas.
yeah.
Um, I mean, you can't leave them out of the playoffs when it's all said and done. And I think it probably works itself
Yeah.
Well,
where if they win and do what they're supposed to, they're going to be back in it.
and right now they're in the last spot, the 12th spot. But I
Oh,
can
I thought they were. Aren't they out?
well, they're
It's
in
a,
the rank number 12 right now.
yeah, but on the bracket they have
Yeah,
Boise
the
in there.
bracket. They're out.
Oh, oh, so the bracket doesn't
Like,
match up with the top the rankings?
no,
No.
they flipped Boise and Georgia.
Yeah.
That's because I think they do a lot. Um, I'm not sure what it is. They do a lot, X amount of spots, I think, for non-power five, maybe. So that's
Oh,
probably
so
why.
they have to fill those spots.
I think. So that okay. But then here's the question. I mean, Big Mo, like I agree with you. Georgia will, I'm sure, work their way in.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You mentioned Indiana. More than likely they'll lose to Ohio State. They'll finish 11-1. All of Indiana's 11 wins will have come against teams that have a record of under 500. So how does that, like you said, Big Mo, Georgia has the toughest schedule in the country. Let's say they finish with
Because
two
if they
losses.
get blown out, if they get blown out by Ohio State,
Yeah, they're
then
out.
they're out. Yeah, they're not gonna. They're gonna be. That's gonna be like, okay, you played one real team
Yeah,
and you couldn't compete with them. Boom.
yeah,
You know, that'll be the same with, in the end, Penn State has like one of the
yeah.
like they don't have any good wins right now.
They got
Texas,
zero wins
Texas,
against Penn State, zero wins against the top 25 team.
yeah, and I believe is Texas the same right now?
I think so.
Was Michigan
Yeah,
ranked when Texas beat them?
no. Well,
Uh,
maybe they were when they beat them, but
when they
not
beat them,
they're not
I think
ranked
they were.
anymore.
Like
Yeah, they were when
currently.
they beat them, but they're
Yeah,
not. Obviously, not now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
they're in that same shoe. I don't know if they're going to end up beating a quality opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to flip a ton personally because I think Tennessee is going to lose. Well, like SEC championship wise, two of those teams are going to have to play each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of an effect it'll have, but it could turn a 2-loss team into a 3-loss.
And
Yeah.
then it'll be interesting to see then too how the Big Ten championship plays out because first place plays second place, assuming Ohio State ends up with the one loss, Penn State ends up with one loss, and Indiana, if they lose to Ohio State, they'll have one loss. Who are the two teams that then play for the conference championship game?
It'd be Oregon, Ohio State.
Oh, I did this a couple of episodes ago. I forgot about undefeated Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so it'll be Oregon versus Ohio State.
Yeah.
So no drama there. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna get super crazy.
I do love the expansion.
What's that?
I do like the expansion of the playoff.
For
Like
sure.
at least you're giving like some of those teams I think they get snubbed all the time. It's like here you go. Go show us what you got then.
Yeah.
Like you think you should be in it, then let's do it.
Yep. Um, the SEC is gonna get crazy. It's gonna be crazy drama because there's gonna be a handful of teams with two losses that are all very good.
Yeah, and Ole Miss is sneaky good too.
Yeah. Yes.
They kind of came out of nowhere. I haven't paid attention to them all year.
Right. And then too, don't forget SMU.
Yeah,
They have one loss too.
yeah. Is that the same conference? They're not in the same conference as BYU, are they?
No. Um, what comp yeah, they're ACC now, aren't they?
SMU?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
Oh, so they'd have to AC. You said ACC?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in the ACC now.
Who's that?
SMU.
SMU?
Yeah,
Because
they
that
are.
means that they'd have to play Miami in the championship.
Or Clemson. Clemson's only got one loss. Oh no, yeah, well in the game in I'm sorry, in conference. Because it'll go by conference standings, right? Not overall.
Yeah.
So ACC conference standings right now, SMU 5-0, Clemson 6-1, Miami 5-1. And then Louisville, they're ranked number 19, they're 4-2.
Hmm. So yeah, that ACC could get mixed up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who SMU has played at all, but I mean, no better to find
Um,
out against Clemson or Miami in a big game to get into the playoff.
Here's something that could end up being a factor. Their one loss is to BYU, by the way.
Who's that?
SMU. Their one
SMU.
loss is to
Oh,
BYU.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, they've got. I think BYU has a game or two left that'll be interesting.
Let's
I
see.
haven't watched them a lick either.
Well, I mean, they should have lost last weekend, but
Who was last week?
Yeah, to Utah.
Utah called that holding fourth down and like 10, called
Yeah,
a
Oh,
where
holding call.
the Utah AD went crazy on the official.
oh gosh.
No, BYU, they finish up with Kansas, Arizona State, and Houston. So they
Yeah,
very
and
well could,
then they'll have to play in the Big 12 championship though.
right, which
Who's at the top of the Big 12? Where's Iowa State?
Yeah, they just lost those. They're not into it, I think.
Oh,
oh,
so then
Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Right now, in the Big 12, BYU's first place at 6-0, Colorado is second place at 5-1.
Yeah, we gotta give Coach Prime his due. He probably
yeah, we
proved us
do.
all wrong.
we do. We
We
do
all gotta
owe him
eat we
one, I
all gotta
think.
eat a little crow there.
Oh, speaking
Yeah.
of Coach Prime, I saw somebody had posted or an article or a headline I saw about Dion taking over from Mike McCarthy with the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys drafting Shador.
Oh, jeez. They have to trade up to the whatever pick. People think I guess he thinks he's top five,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, the Cowboys could end up with a top five pick.
shoot, I'd take Hunter. Forget the quarterback position at this point. You gotta you gotta get him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys, yeah, obviously Dak Prescott's out for the
Would you guys make him a wide receiver? Or would you make him a DB?
I think probably a DB. I don't know if he's got necessarily enough height to play wide receiver in the NFL. I don't know. Big Mo, you're the football guy. What do you think?
You probably a DB.
Can he play both?
Yeah, I think he could play a little bit of some slot. So,
Yeah,
you put him in there for certain situations.
he would
That
be a
is
good slot receiver. Yeah,
It's
You know,
wild that he does both the whole game,
yeah.
and he's effective at both.
yeah.
It's like Otani when he pitches.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if he can. Again, it's a he's a different player, so it'll be interesting to see if he. I usually don't. I mean, has who has gone both ways in the NFL like that? Anybody?
I don't think in the NFL, no. I mean, obviously in college football, Charles Woodson did it, but it wasn't like he certainly wasn't on the field every single offensive play like Hunter
No,
is. And then Champ Bailey did it, but same thing, not nearly every offensive play.
no, and I don't think it can be an every down thing, but
Yeah.
I think, yeah, maybe he's the first because he looks good at both right now. I don't. It'll be, yeah. I don't know. I don't think he, what does he win the Heisman?
I feel like you have to.
If he can do,
I
He's
think,
great at both.
that Boise running back man's putting up numbers.
Yeah.
um,
Genty.
I think, going into the season, I think the one thing that could have held Shador back is if Colorado wasn't very successful. They've ended up having a pretty good season. So,
True.
You mean for the pick or what?
yeah,
Or
for him to be the Heisman, I would have thought that Colorado would have to have a pretty decent season. Maybe probably maybe be a top 25 team, which turns out they are.
yeah.
So me and you were dead wrong, Big Mo, because we went through their schedule and I think we had
Oh
them
yeah. No,
under
that's
500.
what I was saying. I'll eat crow that
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've won games I didn't think they would win, and they have played better. And their line has been a little better than definitely was better than it was last year.
Yeah.
I'd still like to see them. I mean, my goodness, they did lose to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Let's just remember that.
Right.
I mean, I don't know who else I mean, I know they've had some tough games. Have they beaten anybody?
No, not really. And they're playing in the Big 12, which is not the Big 12 of old.
No, not exactly.
Yeah, that conference crumbled.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't even know if it should be considered a power. Well, now it's a power four, right? Because the Pac-12 is no more.
Exactly.
Or I mean, it's not. I don't think they consider that a power. It was a power five. I don't think they have. I think they dropped it down to power four now because of how bad the Pac-12 is.
I
Looking
mean,
at Colorado here.
they beat Colorado State, they beat Baylor, USCF. Kansas State was ranked when they beat them, but they were ranked higher. So, or
Oh,
no,
they
Kansas,
lost to Kansas
yeah, they
State.
lost to Kansas State.
They got no wins over a top 25 team either.
No,
That's got to throw off some ranking stuff big time for some of those schools that have like they lose to the ranked team and then they beat an unranked the rest of the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough to make that
Well,
choice.
what were they? Were they ranked last night on that show in the top 25? They must
Um,
have been somewhere in there, huh?
Because they're at what, 17 right now?
Okay, so they were, yeah, okay.
I think they're at 17.
So they were up there a little bit, but again, they have not beat
17.
anybody. I guess they beat teams that we thought they couldn't beat, Kurt. So, congrats to Coach Prime and Buffaloes.
All right. Anything else you guys got? College football, college basketball, NBA, NFL.
Nope.
All right, let's wrap this thing up then with our top three. Today's top three.
Real Estate Ryan has been in real estate for over 20 years and can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey in learning about real estate, and he can do the same for you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just learn more about real estate in general. Ring Realtor Ryan.
Top three all-time comedy movies. Trent, hit us with that wheel.
Yes, sir. Who do you think's going to win?
Me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Mo has.
You are due,
Yeah, he's big
and
time.
you didn't get it. Kurt
All right, I'll take third pick.
and Big Mo.
I'll go second.
Who takes second?
You don't want the first pick?
Oh, I thought Kurt just won the first pick.
He
No,
took third.
I picked third.
Oh, you went third?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll take first.
Big Mo's still not quite grasping this concept of the snake draft.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. With Kurt's picks, I feel like I'm always picking first anyway.
Oh, that's great. All right,
Um,
comedies, right?
yeah, all time, no
All
era, all time
all
favorite top
time.
three comedies.
All time.
Give me
I think
yeah. Give no. Who is it? Big Mo or you?
Big
I'm
Mo.
going first.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What the world is going on here?
It's gonna be a
I
They're
think
just
Big
trying to
Mo's going to
steal
be
my
good at this
pick.
one.
It's gonna be a 1997 hit film.
I don't know what year this was. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I think that was 94, I think.
Yeah, it was
Definitely
94.
on my
Yep.
list.
That is a good
Nice.
one. Very
What'd you
good.
say?
It was 94. 94, yeah.
Definitely on my list. One of my favorites all time for sure. Good pick there, Big Mo. All right, Trent, what do you got?
Yeah.
Give me Step Brothers.
Oh,
Good one.
oh man, I forgot to put that one on my list. That's one of my favorites too.
I love Step Brothers.
Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Naked Gun, the original Naked Gun.
Oh, classic. Classic.
I love those kind of comedy movies where it's like you really got to be paying attention to pick up on some of the funny lines they have.
The kind of sneaky ones.
Yeah. Um, and then for the first pick in the second round, I have so many good ones on my list. This is so hard. Um, I'm gonna go Wedding Crashers.
Very good.
Ooh,
So
that's
I
a,
kind of put that in a group with like, Old School and um probably like, Anchorman, The Hangover, that era.
huh? You can't like choose 10 of them right now.
No, I'm not, but I'm saying
Well,
like
that's kind of what you're doing because you're naming them all.
no,
That's
no, I'm
garbage.
not. What I'm doing is I'm saying I look at all those as like a great era of comedy and of
Yeah,
the
hey, I'll just choose all 25 from the best comedies from this era.
okay, so what I'm saying is I'm putting them all in kind of like a group and
I know, but
okay,
we're just choosing one right now, Kurt.
right. And so the
So you
one that
can't. So we're not naming other ones.
right, so what I'm doing is the one that I'm choosing is the Wedding Crashers. So I'm choosing one
Well, yeah.
Wedding
Then you're
Crashers.
naming 12. We still have to pick some.
Right, and here's the great thing. I only picked one. I picked
Well, I know,
Wedding
but
Crashers.
what's the point of having a snake draft if you're like, well, hey, I really loved
You
Wedding
do.
Crashers, but I also like these other 15 movies. Trent,
Sure.
am I wrong?
No, you are right.
Right.
Thank
So
you.
so so here's the great thing. I picked one. It's called Wedding Crashers, starring Vince Vaughn and
Yeah, I'd like to name my top 10, but I'm only going to choose the number one, Trent, just so you know.
so the other ones that I mentioned that I like to put that I put in that group, they're still on the board.
Oh, okay.
So first pick
I thought they
in
were your bench players.
first pick in round two, Wedding Crashers, Big Mo. Second pick,
Oh, I thought it was Trent.
No, it's me.
Trent.
Give me Super Bad.
Okay, good one.
Ooh, nice, nice. I'll go. Um, I've got 12 to name here, so give me a second. But I'm going to pick the first one is going to be Happy Gilmore,
Okay,
and then every Adam Sandler movie after that. I won't take off the board, but those are all encapsulated into the same
sure.
genre comedies.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I like how you did that. Um, and now you got the
Wow.
first pick in the
First
last
pick
round.
in the third round. First pick in the third round. Well, I had something in my mind. What was I going to go with? Son of a gun.
Did you go for an
Um,
Adam Sandler movie?
no. Those are all my
Oh
backup
yeah, because
movies.
those are all in a group, and then
Those are. I don't want to choose another Adam
right,
Sandler one because then you guys might not be able to take one.
Yeah.
right.
And then I just wanted to remind you of some different ones like Waterboy or
Billy Madison. Oh,
Billy
sorry, we're not allowed to talk
Madison.
about other ones. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well, hey, don't I don't want to give it away. You know what? I just remember Hangover.
Okay, good one.
Oh yeah. Well, I know.
Um,
My third.
yep.
Since we're on the topic of Adam Sandler,
Ooh.
give me Waterboy.
Woo! See, I probably stole that from Trent, and then he was like, "Oh well, Ryan's really not picking it. He's just bringing it up, and then I
Yep.
might as well take that one."
Yep.
All right. My last pick in the
Your
draft.
third pick. Your third pick, Kurt. What do you got?
I'm gonna say Zoolander.
Ooh.
That's good.
Ooh. Eek. Questionable. Questionable, Kurt.
Um, what else did you guys have on your list?
Not too
I,
bad.
I would probably. I mean, I'm not a fan of Zoolander, but I would go. What's the dodgeball?
Yes, I had that one on my list. Good one.
Dodgeball is good.
How about the Chris Farley movies, Tommy Boy and what's the other one? Black Sheep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tommy Boy and David Spade.
What's the God, what is that? Pet detective? Pet
Ace
detective?
Ventura.
Ace Ventura,
Yeah,
classic,
I like those.
Yeah.
classic. Do we got a Super Trooper?
That's great.
Yes, I had that on my list. That's
That's
a good one.
yeah, that is great.
How about the the classic Eddie Murphy movies, the Beverly Hills Cop movies, Trading Places, Coming to America,
Ooh,
all
Coming to
very funny.
America, class. I would call that a comedy. How about go old school Kurt, way past Trent's time, but you go a little airplane.
Yeah. See, again, that's similar to the Naked Gun.
It
Like,
is. It is. It is. Something about Mary.
oh, good one. Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack,
Yeah, it's
classic.
good. You
Got
ever
any?
seen
Oh,
you
go
ever
ahead, Trent.
seen Division Three's Football's Finest?
Yeah,
Huh.
that's that. Oh, what's that guy's name? Andy Dick.
Yeah. Coach
Oh,
Rick
that movie
Vice
is crazy.
kills me.
What school? What school is that at? What school? Do you remember the name of the school?
All I know is their mascot is the Blue Cox. It's a very rare bird.
No comment. Austin Powers.
Oh, I
Oh,
like those.
yeah.
That's sneaky. That's good.
Yeah, it is. Good. Throw it back a little bit.
I think the only one, or I got two on my list that we haven't mentioned, Anchorman, um, and then oh, Meet the Parents too. That was that was one of my classic comedies.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Bill, no, little Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, he's one of my favorite comedic actors.
Yeah, yeah, I would say he was good. He was good. Oh, Kurt, I'm surprised you did not pick this one.
What?
Friday.
Yeah, that was a good
Oh,
one
yeah.
too.
Friday's great.
Yeah. How about Don't Be a what was the one that kind
Don't
of
be a menace.
parodied Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society? Don't be a
Don't be a menace,
menace.
isn't it? One of them?
Yeah.
Don't be a menace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, don't be a menace while drinking your gin and juice in the hood with Marlon Wayans. I think that's all I've got. I mean,
Yeah,
we could go on and on and on.
I'm sure there are lots of good ones out there, aren't there?
Yeah, and they just don't make good comedies anymore.
Yeah.
Too worried about offending people.
And with that, we'll see you on the next one.
Kurt really brought the house down with that one. Way to go, Kurt.
I think that's a
All
pretty.
ruined. Here we go.
I think it's a pretty universal thought. I don't
It
think
is.
I
I
don't
didn't
think
disagree.
genius.
I did not disagree with you.
All right, guys. Anything else here before we wrap up the show, wrap up the week?
No, sir.
All good.
All right. Well, enjoy your weekends. Michigan football, they're off. Ohio State has, is it Northwestern, Trent?
Northwestern.
And then
Yep.
Detroit Lions home against Jacksonville. So,
Sweet.
um,
Sounds like an exciting weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just watch the Buckeyes. You'll enjoy watching them.
Yard work.
Unless they
Well,
come out
actually,
like
Big
they,
Mo, you got a couple games yourself.
I do.
Where are you traveling to? Did you figure it out yet?
No. We'll figure it out later on here.
As long as you
Life,
know
of,
the
life,
bus.
of a, life of a single guy. It doesn't matter really what's going on, Kurt.
look at the schedule. All right. Yep.
What?
Pack a bag when you're ready to leave.
Yep.
Just tell me what time the bus leaves. I'll be there.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right, then we will see you on the next one.